What you are about to hear is not just a regional story, but a national warning. For decades, infiltration into Assam has been ignored, denied, and even legitimized by political forces who care more about votes than the survival of India's culture and security. From the time of the British Raj to Indira Gandhi, from Rajiv Gandhi's Assam Accord to today's NRC and CAA debates, the story has been the same. Appeasement politics and hypocrisy have allowed Assam indigenous people to be pushed to the edge of extinction. This is not alarmism. It is a hard fact backed by history, census data, and political admissions. The battle for Assam's identity is the battle for India's unity. The roots of infiltration into Assam go back not to 1971, not even to partition, but to the British colonial period. After the Treaty of Yandabo in 1926, Assam came under British control. At that time, the Brahmaputra Valley was sparsely populated with vast fertile lands. The British saw it as a potential rice bowl and encouraged Bengali Hindus and Muslims from present-day Bangladesh to settle there. Along with this, tea plantation labourers from central India and agriculture workers from Bengal were also brought in. This policy marked the beginning of a demographic transformation that has since shaken Assam's foundations. By the early 20th century, Assamese voices had already raised concerns. The line system was introduced in 1920 to protect tribal lands from immigrant encroachment. But migration continued unchecked. By the 1930s, Assamese leaders warned that their people could become minorities in their own land. Sadly, their warnings were ignored. Post-independence, partition in 1947 triggered massive migration. Hindus came in as refugees, but Muslims continued to cross from East Pakistan. By the late 1960s, even Congress Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was forced to acknowledge the seriousness of this crisis. The situation worsened in 1971 during the Bangladesh Liberation War, when nearly 10 million refugees entered India, many of them settling in Assam and Tripura. While some returned after independence, a large number never did. Indira Gandhi, in a letter to chief ministers in 1983, admitted that infiltration was a serious problem, but instead of solving it, her government introduced the IMDT Act of 1983, which made it almost impossible to deport infiltrators because the burden of proof was placed on the complainant, not the infiltrator. This law was nothing short of a shield for illegal migrants. By the late 1970s, the anger of Assamese people boiled over into the Assam agitation led by the All Assam Students Union. Their demand was simple: deduct, delete and deport. This historic agitation ended with the Assam Accord of 1985, signed by Rajiv Gandhi. It promised that anyone entering Assam after March 24, 1971 would be declared an illegal immigrant. One of its key provisions was updating the National Register of Citizens. But successive Congress governments kept delaying. The NRC remained only on paper for decades. It was only in 2014, when the Supreme Court stepped in, that the process began. In 2018, the final draft excluded 1.9 million people, leaving them into legal limbo. Why did this happen? The answer is simple: appeasement politics. Successive Congress governments and left parties saw infiltrators as nothing more than vote banks. The IMDT Act itself was born out of appeasement. Mamata Banerjee in 2005 admitted that infiltration was a disaster in Bengal and even threatened to resign. But once in power, she changed her tune and opposed the NRC, protecting infiltrators for her politics. The BJP under Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been the only political force to confront this issue directly. Modi himself reminded Congress that the NRC was born out of their own Assam Accord, yet the same Congress today resists it. Similarly, the Citizenship Amendment Act was passed to protect persecuted Hindus, Sikhs, Christians, Jains and Buddhists from Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh. But opposition parties continue to blur the line between genuine refugees and infiltrators, branding any effort to secure India as anti-minority. This appeasement has created a demographic time bomb. According to the 2011 census, Muslims comprise 34% of Assam's population. By 2024, Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma warned the figure had climbed to 41%, while Hindus had fallen to 57%. Hindus are now minorities in 12 to 13 districts. In districts like Dhubri, Golpara and Barpeta, Muslims are the overwhelming majority. Sarma has openly warned that Assamese identity is on the brink of extinction. This is not natural change. This is engineered through decades of unchecked infiltration. The dangers go far beyond Assam's culture. Assam and Tripura share more than 1100 km of border with Bangladesh, much of it still porous. Former CBI Director Joginder Singh once estimated that 5 crore Bangladeshis were living in India. This has multiple consequences. Infiltrators compete for land, jobs and resources, pushing locals aside. Assamese language and traditions are being erased in migrant-dominated areas. The religious balance is also shifting, stoking fears of communal conflict. And politically, once infiltrators get onto voter rolls, they tilt entire elections. This is how Assam's destiny is being rewritten. This is why NRC and CAA are essential. Without them, India has no mechanism to separate refugees from infiltrators. Without them, Assam will lose its soul, yet every step forward is blocked by opposition politics, intellectual hypocrisy and selective outrage. The story of Assam is a story of survival. From the British colonial settlement policies to partition, from Indira Gandhi's admissions to Rajiv Gandhi's Assam Accord, the truth has always been known. But politics of appeasement has allowed the problem to fester. Today, Assamese Hindus are being reduced to minorities in their own land and Assam's culture is fighting for survival. But let us not forget, Assam is also the land of Lachit Borphukan, the Ahom general who stood firm against the Mughals. Just like him, the Assamese people will not give up their identity. This is not just Assam's fight, this is India's fight. Infiltration is not Assam's problem alone, it is India's problem now.